the question is there a valid reason to pull out? So, it's more of saying na kaya ka nag-back out because of the insult na nakuha from the other camp. And if we're going to look back in history, trash talk is a vital piece of marketing in combat sports, not just in boxing.
Things happened, things got ugly, I would say, but all in all, ang nangyari, Nonito Donaire, the one who tried to make the fight happen, was also the same person who actually canceled the fight. So, what do you make of that happening, Nissi?
Ang huli ko nabasa was a report from Kevin Ioli of Yahoo Sports parang a few days ago, showing the timeline of the entire, alam mo yun, the entire scenario, entire back and forth between two camps. They say that they filed the VADA,
Yeah.
VADA testing application on the 26th. Ang sinasabi nila, Rachel, parang nag-implement sila ng 27, pero na-i-file na ng 26. So, sa akin doon, by looking at that facts, lumalabas na hindi na justified for Nonito Donaire to pull out. Kasi ang hinihingi lang nila was testing. It was a valid argument from Nonito Donaire's camp to have John Riel Casimero to be tested. Why? Because of the background of his strength and conditioning coach. That's one of the reasons. I won't go into detail regarding that, pero it's also an advocacy of Nonito Donaire to have a even playing field for every boxer on the planet. So, I have nothing against it. Pero ngayon, the question is there a valid reason to pull out? So, it's more of saying na kaya ka nag-back out because of the insult na nakuha from the other camp. And if we're going to look back in history, trash talk is a vital piece of marketing in combat sports, not just in boxing. That's just one reason. So doon ako nagbabase doon sa facts na lumabas ngayon, that the original timeline na inailabas. I don't know kung anong kiniklaim ni Rachel about that specific file na hindi pa doon nila nakukuha. Of course, syempre, pag anti-doping agency ka, katulad ng VADA, kailangan transparent ka. So, naglalabas din naman ng VADA ng official documents in the public na stating na nakapag-file na nga si John Riel Casimero before yung tinakdang deadline ng Donaire Camp.
Mm-hmm. Alam mo to lang lagi kong sinasabi dito, if you have such demands for a fight, you do that during negotiations. You do not do that after a fight was officially announced. Ngayon, kung gusto mo ng VADA pala, when you actually took this fight from Guillermo Rigondo, what you should have done is you should have asked for that. Hindi yung nagkapigunan kayo, ang gagawin mo, tsaka ka manghihingi. Parang out of tantrums tuloy. I mean, I actually believe na itong Donaire camp, they're all for an even playing field. Actually, Donaire, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the first, if not the first boxer to be enrolled sa VADA. Okay, so he's all for that. Alam natin yon. But ang sinasabi ko lagi dito, Tol, if you have demands, you know, you do that on the negotiating table. Parang yung ginawa ni Floyd Mayweather kay Manny Pacquiao. There will be no fight unless there's going to be a random drug testing. Hindi yung, you know, na-announce mo na yung, isipin mo, kawawa yung Rigondo eh.
I fail to mention that. Kasi bakit hindi nila ginawa? Kasi umiinit na on social media na bago pa yung announcement dun sa Inoue fight na sila yung maghaharap this August dapat. Meron ng rumors na sila na magtatagpo. At sinasabi dun sa rumors, pinaplansya na lang yung contract. Ang tanong ko ngayon, the only gripe na naiisip ko is bakit biglang may mga additional demands na nangyayari? Na parang dapat ginawa niyo na to noon. Kasi dapat nakita niyo, dapat may foresight na lang. So, pwedeng lapse din on the part of the Donaire camp. Pwede rin. Siyempre, kung anong opportunity rin, siyempre, ang ibibigay mo kila Casimero, siyempre, susunggaban din nila.
Total, nabanggit mo yan. If I may just add, when the fight was officially announced, I spoke to some of my reliable sources na before the official announcement, 2 weeks prior to that, alam na nila that it's going to be Nonito Donaire versus Guillermo Rigondo. Okay? So, it's been ongoing, kumbaga negotiations for quite some time. Then, yun nga ang problema ko doon. Why demand something, after the fight was officially announced? You don't do that. I mean, you don't do that. Yeah. I mean,
it's a big no-no.
Yeah, it's a big no. I mean, for the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, sa tingin nyo ba, sa mga nanonood po sa atin, sa tingin nyo, lalabanan ni Floyd Mayweather si Manny Pacquiao? Kung sinabi niya, sige Manny, random drug testing tayo, sabihin sa kanya ni Manny, sige, to follow up na lang yun, kahit wala sa kontrata. It's a no. And the thing is, I believe naman yung camp ni John Riel Casimero, they're willing naman, but I don't know what happens, in the background, how VADA goes about the process. I think they're willing naman, and like they said, wala naman silang issue dun sa clean testing, no? Ayun lang nakikita kong problema dito. You don't make demands after the fight was officially announced. You took the fight from Guillermo Rigondo, and then out of nowhere, you're gonna cancel it. Diba? Parang ang dating, nanggugulo ka lang eh. Parang ganun ang dating. But
and what made it very terrible was the fact na nilabas nila in public. Naging, alam mo yun, naging open sa public na pwede naman ma-solve internally pagdating sa kanila. And of course, marami na rin kuro-kuro, marami na rin opinion. And the fact of the matter is, dapat hindi na rin sila nag-Facebook Live. Yeah, I think just it added insult to the injury.
The same way,
they should have discussed it privately.
Yeah, the same way that you should not negotiate with the media when making a fight. I think I agree with that, no? You don't do that on IG Live or Facebook Live. Why do that? If your intentions are good, if your intentions are clear, then do it in the background. I mean, if you already failed as it is to actually make that demand during the negotiations or before the fight was officially announced, then might as well gawin mo na in the background. But I want to hear your opinion. Parang masyado na marami sinasabi dito. But I'm just saying that I actually agree in regards to that.
Pero yun nga, sayang, I'm all for it. Nung pumutok na nagkaroon na ng chismis na sila yung magtatapat, I'm all for it. Na parang, dapat lang Kasi nangyayari naman talaga to Look at the history of Mexican boxing. Nangyayari siya Medyo taboo siya pagdating sa Philippine setting Pero kailangan din ma-expose na tayo in this type of matches. And like you mentioned earlier, yes, this is the first time na unification fight between two champion boxers from the Philippines. Pero bigyan naman natin sila ng magandang quality of boxing. Of course, the last two Filipino versus Filipino fights didn't live up the hype I'm talking about yung Jerwin Ancas versus Jonas Sultan and the
Donnie
Nietes versus
Palikte.
Aston Palikte. So, let's give I think this is the fight na maaaring makuha natin yung at least to solidify the quality of Filipino boxing in the modern era. So, sayang Sayang. Maraming factors na pwede naman din siya matuloy. And hindi na nga siya matutuloy kasi pinatagal nila ito and binandera nila sa social media, which is hindi dapat. Hindi dapat kasi yung mga ganitong vital information, hindi for public consumption.
Alam mo, isa sa mga magandang sinabi ng isang kaibigan natin dito sa program, si Attorney Ed Tolentino, tol. Actually, he pointed out two things on how this fight could have proceeded. One, sabi niya, tell me if you agree or not. One, masyado daw mabilis nangyari yung laban. Parang it came out of nowhere, it was too fast. So, kumbaga parang yung mga demands during the negotiations phase, hindi na-meet. 'di ba? Kasi yun nga bigla na lang nangyari out of nowhere. And second, wala doon nag-mediate, dapat may namagitan. And I actually agree with that, no? Kasi ang kalat na nagiging messy na sa social media, and may pa-live pa. I mean, if this is the first time in boxing history na merong boxer na nag-pull out or nag-cancel ng laban dahil sa pre-fight trash talk, well, this is also the first time in boxing history na merong nag-cancel ng laban kasi they were trying to get what they want or they were trying to negotiate sa Facebook Live or IG Live. Do they actually feel the same way?
I agree. I agree with Attorney Ed. Pero hindi naman din natin alam kung ano yung naging proseso for the last month regarding that fight. Kasi maagang lumipad si John Riel Casimero in the States. So hindi natin din alam kung sa oras na yon nandun na yung negotiation or alam na ni Sean Gibbons yung at least or na-i-offer na sa kanila yung laban na yon. Second, yung mediator, correct? It could have been Al Haymon na pwedeng, pwede bang pag-usapan natin to? Kasi nababanggit na namin na Rachel yung about Al Haymon eh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pwedeng dapat siya ang nag-mediate ng lahat. And bago pa man yung Facebook Live or Instagram Live or whatever you want to call it, I think at that point, maaari pa siyang masave eh. Sa akin eh.
Yeah.
Kung yung mga oras na yun.
Same. I feel
Kasi
the same.
kung alam mo yun, tsaka hindi ko maintindihan dito is someone from the Casimero camp engaging in that conversation. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Wala man lang nagsabi na, back out tayo kasi under negotiation to. We're trying to save the fight. Yun lang isa sa mga gripe ko eh. Na bakit merong may isang tao from the Casimero camp who is not authorized to speak for Casimero for in that matter, sumali dun sa ganong klaseng conversation in front of the public. So, kung sakali, alam mo yun, ang haba ng IG live na yun eh. Pwede naman pigilin na parang kunyari, pwede naman mag-message kunyari kay Casimero representative na, wag ka na mag-engage sa IG live. Kasi kung may fault din naman, may fault din dun sa kabila eh. So, tama yung sinabi ni Attorney Ed, walang mediator, pero dun sa first point niya, masyado mabilis. Kasi hindi naman din natin alam kung isang buwan ba, alam na ni Casimero na mangyayari before the announcement. Or talagang, pwede rin factor yun, napakabilis na nangyari na yung mga intricate details or demands hindi na isama or hindi naging klaro.
Well, the way Team Donaire represented it, kung paano and how they actually made the fight happen, para bang napakabilis. Kasi yun nga, parang, you want some of this daw, sabi ni Sean Gibbons, invited to a fight. Parang ganun lang. But we all know, as followers of the sport, a fight doesn't happen that quick. Siyempre, most especially, para sa fight of this magnitude. And sabi ko nga kanina, Tol, 2 weeks prior to the announcement, meron na palang mga nakakaalam that it's going to happen. No? So, definitely it didn't come that quick, apparently. But, agree tayo din doon na someone should have mediated. But, wala na eh. Andito na tayo. Now we are left with Casimero versus Rigondo, which is still a good fight. No, but it won't be as fan-friendly between a fight between Nonito Donaire and Guillermo Rigondo. Pero isang tanong na lang regarding this one before the pre-fight bruha. Oo, hindi. Takot ba si Nonito Donaire kay John Riel Casimero?
Hindi. Bakit pa kay John Riel Casimero? That's the question. Bakit pa kay John Riel Casimero? Ang nakalaban na ni Nonito Donaire. Ito Nonito Donaire umakit na yan as high as featherweight. Mas mabibigat sa muntok, katulad ni Nicholas Walters. I mean, bakit pa matatakot yan? Basagan niya ng orbital yan kay Guillermo Rigondo pero tinapos pa rin niya yung laban. Bakit kay John Riel Casimero pa? I don't think na, alam mo yan, yung narrative na yun ang galing na yun sa tao on social media o pwede rin ang galing na sa kampo ng Casimero. it's the same narrative then, or parang it's their last resort para ganahan si Nonito Donaire to take the fight, na parang, okay, enough with this bullshit, tuloy natin yung laban. Pwedeng that's their last option, their last resort na pwedeng argument na ginamit na para lang matuloy yung laban. Pero bakit pa kay John Riel Casimero? I mean, mas may nakalaban na mas high profile si Nonito Donaire, Jorge Arce, Nissi Icasiano. Ang daming pangalan yan.
Yeah.
Hindi ko maintindihan. So, let's remove that notion that he is afraid of John Riel Casimero. Kasi I doubt that he is afraid of John Riel Casimero.
And if it was the last resort, well, apparently it did not work. Obviously, I mean, I am one of those people na nagsasabi rin na definitely si Nonito Donaire, hindi ko masabing takot kay John Riel Casimero. Sabi mo nga, tala mga kalaban nito, mga Hall of Fame, mga future entrants sa Hall of Fame, no? Sa lower weight class. He's the first boxer to be put in the main event by HBO na bantamweight. Yung laban niya kay Montiel, that was first.
Fernando Montiel.
Yeah, because he's such a big name and he fought, really world-class fighters, and the likes of Attorney Ed Tolentino, and I think you agree as well, I don't know, he actually fought the better competition throughout their career, respectively. So when it comes to that narrative na takot si well, baka nga sabi mo, baka that's going to be their last resort. Well, turns out it did not work. And the way I see this, and sinabi ko to sa previous episode ng show, the way I'm seeing it all, what Team Donaire wanted to do was hit Casimero where it hurts the most, and that is his pocket. And ayun ang ginawa nila. What do you think?
Totoo. And not only that, they know they have options moving forward. So they feel they have nothing to lose. So moving forward to, let's say, greener pastures, mas favorable sa kanila.
Yeah,
parang, go ahead.
No, they are the A side after all. I was just going to ask.
Yes. Correct.